Oh, here he goes. You always get so excited and you ruin the surprise.
Yeah, he needs a triple 20, double 16, 8 or whatever. And she was like, oh my God, you worked that out so quick.
One day you will tell your story of how you overcame what you went through, and it will be someone else's survival guide.
Are you achieving your goals?
But do we actually act on it?
No, that's the thing.
So that is what we're going to talk about today.
People need to look at that as an investment in time. Hello and welcome to the Couple of Coaches podcast with your host, me, Michael Clark, and my co-host, Emma, the cook, Harding.
People are going to listen to that and be like, am I listening to the right podcast? Why is there a man starting it? Yeah, you did.
Oh, I couldn't hear you there, Nath. Oh.
Any better?
Can now. Nath likes just talking to thin air.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We're
That's
all good.
lovely.
Anyway, it's a bit weird me opening it because now what?
You're like, now what do I do?
Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to the Couple of Coaches podcast. Yes, so Emma, how are you?
I'm all right, Michael. How are you?
I'm good.
Groovy?
Great. Yeah, nice morning this morning. Lovely walk.
Oh, we had a lovely little sunrise.
Do you know what?
didn't
It's
we?
almost like obviously it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. Probably due a bit of snow and crap.
It's a yellow warning for rain, by the way, this afternoon.
Well, there you go. It was
It's meant to be horrendous.
It was a cheers, Nath. We were talking about playing golf. That's gone. Yeah, it was a very nice morning actually. Nice walk with a dog, as you can see. He was a good boy. He's actually been really good, hasn't he, in his walks?
Yeah, he's been very good.
He's been a bit needy, but he's a tired boy. How did you enjoy the darts last night? Got into it, didn't you?
Yeah, Mike was like, we was actually in the middle of our series that we're really into at the moment. It's called Kin. It's Irish and it's really good, so would really recommend. And we was in the middle of it, and then suddenly Mike decides to put the darts on, and I was fuming because I was really into the series.
Well, that's not what happened actually, really. Didn't just stop it. We was going to go to bed, and then we were like, oh, let's watch another episode. And then we were like, and then you were faffing around. What was you doing? Oh, you was making me a cup of tea, weren't you? At like 9 o'clock at night. And I put the darts on because my phone kept flashing up. And it was quite interesting. But unfortunately, the 16-year-old didn't win.
Yeah, when he put it on, I was like, absolutely not. But I actually got a little bit into it.
Yeah, she got well into it.
It was just the crowd. Like, it looked really fun. And they was all like really like cheering and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is quite a...
No, it was so funny because, you know, like when, I don't know if anyone watches darts, when they're about to check out, like finish, it tells you on the screen what they need to hit. So I was like, yeah, he needs a triple 20. Double 16, 8 or whatever. And she was like, oh my God, you worked that out so quick.
And then I realised
obviously it tells you on the screen. But yeah, while we're on the subject of maths and Emma's brains.
Aww.
Do you know what I'm going to talk about?
No. What?
The scales. Do you remember?
Oh.
Oh God, this is actually, Nathan, this makes you laugh. So basically, I was in the office. Emma was like, Mike, have you got your phone free? And I was like, yeah, why? And she went, oh, I need your calculator. So I come in and she had the, she was about to measure food on the scales. And she was like, right, can you deduct the X amount from X amount? And I'm like, why are you doing that? And she went, because obviously the bowl weighs this. I need to deduct the bowl from that. And I was like, why don't you just press tear?
Right.
And she didn't even know it existed, and I changed her life.
You're going to make me sound really stupid there, because that's actually really embarrassing, because I am an online coach and like I do have to measure out food and like I tell my clients to do it. I've never had a set of scales that said the word tear on. If you look at our old scales, it says on, 0 or off. So you press that to turn it on, or you press it to turn it to 0. I ain't never seen no word called tear before.
Nor have I, to be fair. I don't even know what it is. But
Yeah.
I'm assuming it just resets to 0.
Yeah,
It
but I
just
didn't
resets
know
to
that
0.
because it didn't say 0 like a normal scale was. So I didn't know what tear meant.
I know, but you thought that was the only way of working. I think fair play to you. You was going to try and work it out with a calculator.
You're so cute.
It was just funny how it happened that I just come over and I was like, why don't you just press
And
that?
I've been doing that for weeks since we got that new set of scales.
Well, you've been using
Before we had the nice scale, you know, like a nice pair of scales with the 0 button, and then I had to get a new one because they broke, and I just got a cheap pair from Lidl, and apparently tear's a thing on cheap, shitty scales.
That's quite funny.
Tear you. a
You
new
will
one.
tear me a new one. Anyway, that's our humour for the week.
Don't
but
get much of it around
Not
here.
much. No, not much humour around here. I don't think if anything else funny happened, but I don't think it has. But yeah, Happy New Year. Are you achieving your goals?
It's only been a few days, so not really yet, just yet.
It's the 4th.
It is the 4th.
So
do you know what? I'm still in that phase where I'm like, I've lost track of days. Like, I don't even know. Like, if you were like, what's the date today? I'd have to look. Do you know what I mean? I'm still in that.
I think, I mean, most people would assume are back to normal, but from the calls I've had, a lot of people kind of go fully back on the 8th. In terms of like normality, I don't know if that's when schools open.
Yeah, I think
or
a lot of
workplaces and stuff.
Well, yeah, I think most workplaces are already back open because they even go back in between like Boxing Day and New Year, don't they? But like, for example, I was talking to a client this morning who's a self-employed hairdresser, and like this is like her time off because obviously in the lead up to Christmas, everyone wanted their hair done. And then she had Christmas where she didn't get to relax. So she was like, this is now my time. And then she sort of goes back the next Monday. So it depends what sort of industry you're in. But a lot of self-employed people that have a busy job around Christmas are probably taking this time to just actually relax, which is nice.
But that's not an excuse to wait and start your fitness journey until the 8th.
All right.
You should have started it already.
All right.
Have you seen that dog?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, this is not working.
Can you hear me then?
Yeah, you talk.
Oh, okay. So last episode, if you listened to it, which I know you did, Dad, we spoke a lot about goal setting, how to set out your goals, how to kind of time them, timescales, milestones, all of that jazz. So by now you should have set out the goals that you want to achieve.
All that jazz.
So today we're going to talk about, now that you've got your goals set out, how are you actually going to stick to them?
Yeah, that is the thing.
Because that's the big thing, isn't it? You know, we say we want to do this, we say we want to achieve this, we say we're going to do this, but do we actually act on it?
No, that's the thing.
So that is what we're going to talk about today.
Right, the dog is tangling everything up. What is he doing? He's a bit stuck.
A bit tangled.
Sorry, everyone. We've got a bit of a malfunction with the dog. Oh, God, he's breaking everything. Max, lay down. Come on. Show the viewers you're a good boy.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So
yeah, go back to where you was heading.
Phone now. So a palaver. So obviously we talk about this all the time, so we're not going to delve into it because I think we've probably done about 5 podcast episodes on this already. But in order to achieve what you want to achieve, you need to be freaking organised. You need to be a planned out, organised person that knows what they're doing. So obviously you can't just be organised on your own. You need to have, tools and stuff like that to help you. So let's go through some apps or tools that we can use to help us keep organised.
Yes, I like that. Well done. Nice. I mean, the main one I would suggest is MyFitnessPal.
MyFitnessPal's good.
Or what's the other? There's another one. Is it Nutritrek?
Something like that.
I don't know, something like that.
Whatever you prefer.
But MyFitnessPal, you can get the free version, you can get premium. This is going to help you track your food, which if you are, whatever journey you're on, it just gives you an understanding. Instead of throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks, you know exactly what you are consuming from a calories perspective and even from a protein, carb and fat as well. A very good way to monitor your food, and it's essential. If you are on a fat loss journey, you need to either be tracking your food or literally sticking to the same meal plan, which is catered for that. Otherwise, you can't out-train a shit diet. So make sure you have downloaded that one.
Yeah.
Number 2?
Some sort of like calendar app. So whether it's the one on the iPhone, Google Calendar, there's quite a few different ones out there so that you can actually schedule your week. So you can sit down at the beginning of the week and think, what are my non-negotiables this week? When am I working? When am I gymming? When am I going to do my steps? When am I going to meal prep? When am I going to spend time with family? When am I going to do the food shop? Make sure that you are planned out. It's like everything, isn't it? You have to have a plan in order to do something. You can't just wing everything. So definitely being organised, having a calendar, whether that's on your phone or an actual calendar, like
Google Calendar,
written one calendar.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that you feel organised and you know what you're doing each week.
Yeah. Google Calendar is a really good one to download because you can color code stuff and
Can
stuff
you do a
like that.
shared calendar on there?
You probably can. I
feel
think
like
you
we
can.
need a shared
I think you actually can.
calendar.
But this, I'm going to show anyone, but that's what my client sent me, which is quite cool. It's got everything. So he's got, not going to say any names, but he's got a 5 mile run, chest and arms, legs, back and shoulders, full body, a cycle. He's even got the driving range on there. He's even got a football game on there because he plays football. He's even got golf on there. Even got dinner, snacks. He's got literally, that is
Sure
like...
this ain't you?
that is, look how regimented he is.
Yeah, that is very good.
And it's all color coded, so it's absolutely brilliant. So his chance of success is going to be far higher than someone who just wings it on a weekly basis. And the thing is, he is less likely to be like, oh, I didn't have the time to do that because it's already scheduled into his diary.
Yeah.
Like a prime example, and I'm going to throw myself under the bus actually. I fucked up today. Because I haven't planned my day properly. And we got up probably half an hour later than we should have. Didn't create space in my calendar for people to not book calls. And I'm very lucky and blessed that people have booked calls. So now calls are kind of stacked throughout the day. Emma's got dancing. She's taken the car. So today is looking like I'm not going to be able to go to the gym. And that's essentially... my excuse could be I just don't have the time because I kind of don't have the time. But that's my fault because I didn't plan today better than I should have. I could have done it. Mm-hmm. So that is an excuse that I don't have time. I don't have time because I wasn't organised. So that is an excuse. And that's an excuse for a lot of people. Yeah. A lot of people just didn't have the time. If you actually scheduled your week, then you would probably find the time to go to the gym 3 times. For 45 minutes each time, which is what 1.8% of your week. But hey ho, scheduling your diary is going to massively help and open up your success rate.
But there's 2 ways you could look at that. You could look and think, oh, I failed. Fuck it, I'm going to give up already. Mm-hmm. Or you can look at it, which is what someone said to me the other day, is that one day didn't go to plan. You didn't maybe tick off what you wanted to tick off, but you still have another how many days of the year?
A lot.
To do it. So that one day, you can't use this excuse all the time.
No,
this has got to be a turning point, but don't put yourself down about it and don't think, oh, fuck it, 4th of January, I've already fucked up, might as well just give up now. Yeah. Just think, one day out of 300 and whatever, I'm not good with maths.
Not very good.
You've still got so much more time to keep achieving your goals. Yeah. So don't let one setback stop you.
It's the same as like a week as well. If you look at it as a week, just if you have one crap day, don't write the whole week off because you can still turn it around. If you've got an allocated step count, you've had a busy day in London or in the office or whatever, and you've come home and you're absolutely shattered. Kids are up, you need to sort them out, you need to bath them, your just energy is down. Well, take the rest. Your steps might be at like 5,000, but then just add that on later on in the week and use your week as a total. Yeah. So don't just write off one day, write the week off because you had one shit one day. Just use the whole week. But yeah, organisation. Calendar questionably is maybe the most important one because that you can schedule everything from work meetings to bath time with the kids to family time to even fucking watching Netflix if that's your thing. To football matches to taking the kids to dance. Everything. If you've got that on a calendar, which people might be, I ain't got the time to do that. It's fucking such a common thing. That doing that is going to save you so much time. So you have to invest. If you invest 10 minutes, 15 minutes into putting all your stuff into a calendar, you're going to get such a return on time coming back because you can be so much organised. So you might give 15 minutes away, but you're probably going to gain about 10 hours throughout the whole week. So people need to look at that as an investment in time. And time is the biggest investment because, like we said before, only goes one way.
Absolutely.
And it's priceless. So utilise it and make the most of it. Anyway, going on a bit.
Just one more app that's quite good if you're into like your running and stuff like that at the moment is the Runner app. It's like RUNNA. And if you're trying to hit, do your first 5K, do your first 10K, do a 10K in a certain amount of time, you can literally put in, I want to do 10K in 55 minutes, whatever it is. it will then set you up with a plan to achieve that, which is quite cool. So just sort of apps that are going to help you achieve your goals. Like we have an app for our clients to log their gym sessions in and stuff like that, which is obviously going to help them succeed. Sort of apps like that will help log your activity.
Yeah. Sorry, I was daydreaming to it there.
Lovely.
You was talking about the runner app, right?
I hope like you lot are listening,
I was thinking
because
of
my
something.
co-host doesn't even listen.
Oh no, sorry.
It's like talking to a brick wall sometimes.
Yeah, you were talking about runner app, right?
Yes. Let's move on.
And note section. Did you talk about that?
No.
No, sorry, that's what I was thinking about. My bad. I can get told off after this podcast. The note one on your iPhone, or if you have another phone, I don't know what it would be, but a good note section is to track your weights. So if you're going to the gym and you want to track your weights, then obviously simple, use the note section. Did squats, how many reps, how much weight, and then put it on there. And every time you go back to that note, whether that be your session 1, session 2, session 3, and then track your weight, so you are kind of accountable to at least progressing in that exercise.
Cool.
Sorry.
Any final thoughts, Max? No, he's got nothing to say. So next thing is start small and build up from it. So if you have a goal, obviously you want to be doing everything you can in order to get there. But at the same time, you don't want to be doing everything to the point where you can't actually complete it. So, you know, if your goal is to maybe lose a bit of weight, lose a bit of body fat, why don't you just start with going for a 20-minute walk every day? Mm-hmm. You know, even if you're not tracking your foods, if you're not going to the gym, just start with something like that. And then gradually build everything into it. Or if you're trying to save money each month and your goal is to save £300 a month, but you can't do that yet, start by saving £50 a month and then increase it as you go. Can be done with anything. So just start small. Don't obviously overwhelm yourself with doing everything at once and then, you know, by the end of January thinking, nope, this is too much, I'm just going to give up.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing, innit? People think this is way too much. So I don't know what I've signed up for here.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I guess going too hard too soon can end up leading to failing. So, yeah, just like Emma said, one step at a time. Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Baby.
So, yeah, but yeah, I mean, especially with the gym, because it, like we said last time, it can, although like a big goal can be overwhelming, but January can be quite overwhelming because you set high expectations for yourself. You go to the gym, it's busy. You can't get on certain equipment. So you start getting a bit flustered. So, yeah, just try and not get so overwhelmed with the gym. I mean, there's not much you can do with a busy gym. You can try your hardest to kind of go a bit later in the evening or try and navigate, even ask members of staff when there's the quieter times and see if any of them suit. When it comes to your training, I guess we've said this before, have like a plan A and a plan B. It's very nice to stick to a specific routine because you want to progress weekly, but in this period of the year, it's going to be really hard to minimize your time in the gym, but also stick to a plan. So you need a kind of plan A, plan B. So make sure each exercise that you have has a substitute that works the same or similar muscle that you can kind of do as a plan A, plan B, plan C, which is what we do with our clients, and we give them substitutes to do if they can't get on certain things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk about then, say this is your second time round trying to hit these goals this year. So 2023, you were like, yeah, I want to do this. You got to the end of 2023 and you're like, oh, I didn't do it. Think about why that didn't happen. So think about what stopped you last year, what got in the way, what held you back, and how are you going to change that this year? I've been doing sort of like a recap of last year into this year with my clients, and a common thing that's come up is saying yes to everything. Being a yes man or a yes girl and saying, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Sometimes it's okay to say no. You can say no. If you think, oh, girls want to go out this weekend, but I've got a good big week of training next week. I want to start fresh on a Monday. I don't want to feel hungover on a Sunday. You don't have to go.
Mm-hmm.
You're not obliged to go. You can say no. Obviously, you want that balance of having a good social life whilst getting into shape. But if it's happening every single weekend, and that's what happened last year, you were going out every weekend or 4 times a month, maybe just think, no, I'm going to maybe go 2 times a month, 1 time a month, because that really got in the way because I was starting each week feeling rubbish.
Yeah. No, I had a few people say a similar thing actually.
I quite like it.
I had quite a couple, I wouldn't say it was super common, but a few people did say a goal of theirs is to have a fresher Sunday and not spend it like
Hungover.
binging TV. And I mean, it's the more you do it, the more you realise. Like, we love our Sunday walks, don't we? With Max, it's so nice to get up and get out. And don't get me wrong, like, I used to bloody sit in bed all day on a Sunday and be hungover, and there's nothing more bloody depressing. You think, especially if you're working Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, and then you spend Sunday in bed binging TV, and then back to work Monday. Like, realistically, what sort of life is that? I know, yeah, you may have a cracking Saturday, but you don't want that. And it's, yeah, I mean, obviously now and then is absolutely fine to go out, but if you can limit the amount of time that you're spending hungover, you're gonna benefit from it a massive amount, from a mental health perspective, from a physical and just a health perspective, and just, yeah, makes you feel much better.
Yeah.
Live your life.
Yeah, so it's okay to say no. You don't have to say yes to everyone. And I guess it all just comes down to, as well, just prioritising yourself. So putting yourself first over, what your friends want to do, what your family want to do. You do just have to be selfish, and it's not selfish doing it.
No.
Okay to just focus on you and do what you want to do and not feel pressure from anyone else.
Yeah, I feel that.
That
is a thing.
Yeah, that's like an example of something that might have held someone back. Maybe you weren't organised enough last year. Maybe you didn't reach out to get the help that you needed. So maybe you weren't sure on what you actually needed to do to get to your goals. So maybe this is the year where you reach out for help and you find someone to actually guide you through it. There's loads of different things that could have held you back. So just look at what that is and try to flip it on its head and change that this year.
Be honest with yourself as well. What I've found out from the consultation calls we've had, and a fair few people have said, like, last year they were literally in the same position. They, like you said, they were gonna make that change and start to have a better year, and just things got in the way, and next thing you know, the whole year's gone. As we know, it flies by and they're back in the same position. But this time they've actually made that step. And when we kind of dug deeper into why people hadn't done things, it was just a massive list of excuses. And this is not me just being a dick and saying that's an excuse. Like, when they reflect back, they was like, when I look at it now, like, it was just excuse after excuse. Like, it was just an excuse. And then you get so used to lying to yourself and making up these excuses that it becomes normal. Like, you just, whatever. It almost becomes a habit to lie to yourself and make excuses, which is a problem. So you need to break that system, have a bit more self-belief, and attack your goals, and then you'll achieve it. So less excuses, more action. Like what we said last time, even if you're not given 100%, but you can still start doing the positives. Because we've said, innit, it's not always going to be 100%. Things get in the way. So just make sure you start, get it done. Yeah.
So I hope that was helpful. I'm going to bring in a new tradition to our podcast, Michael. I feel like we need something that happens each episode that people can look forward to at the end.
Yeah.
So I am going to, after every episode, give everyone a motivational quote / affirmation. So just something to end off the podcast that you can just think about in your head and think, oh, how does that fit into me? Okay.
You're buzzing for this.
So today's motivational quote is: one day you will tell your story of how you overcame what you went through, and it will be someone else's survival guide.
Yeah, that's quite cool, that is.
It's deep, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit deep. Bit too deep for this podcast. Say that again.
One day you will tell your story of how you overcame what you went through, and it will be someone else's survival guide.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I like that.
I like that.
It's actually funny you said that, because when I went for a run last night, I listened to an Audible called Man Up, and I was listening to it and I almost felt like the guy was me a bit. I'm not even joking. Like the things he was saying, I was like, fuck me, that's me. That's me. But then that is it, because now I'm listening to it and kind of seeing how he overcomes stuff, and it's almost kind of opened up my eyes a bit. So it's a similar thing.
Yeah.
So that guy's story could say my survival guide.
100%. I think it's that, and you can also look at it as if, like, if you are going through like a really hard time, or you're going through something really tough, one day you're going to overcome that, and you're going to be able to help someone else that's maybe going through a similar thing, or just kind of pass on your knowledge of how you got through that really hard time in your life. So although it's hard now, eventually you will overcome it and you'll be able to help someone else with it. And I think in the industry we're in, where we like help people, any industry that's like helping people to do something, you've always got to have sort of been in that situation in some way yourself. So you're in that situation, and you're able to help others because you've experienced it.
Yeah, no, I get that. And obviously we also help, like we preach on a lot about, you do have the time, you do, and the people don't like it because some people are very, very stretched, but we have worked with people that have been in similar situations to them. So it's just almost trying to change someone's belief that they just need to do these certain things to help them. So that is a massive thing, isn't it? We've almost got a massive bucket of survival guides for different types of people.
Situations.
So that's quite interesting. I like that one.
Yeah, I like that quote.
That's a great quote. Is that
What a lovely way to finish it off.
Here we've got Emma's, what's it called that? Emma's affirmations.
Affirmations.
Emma's affirmations.
Yeah. We do that.
That's how we end the podcast with Emma's affirmations.
Yeah.
So if you need a reason to watch the next podcast, that is it.
Like, what else could you want?
Just come on the podcast, fast forward all the shit, and just wait for Emma's affirmations. That's all you need.
It's the most important part.
But well, that was a lovely, lovely, lovely podcast. So we tell them we got quite an exciting one that we're going to try and do.
Oh, here we go. You always get so excited and you ruin the surprise.
I won't say it. Then.
But there's something exciting coming for you.
Yeah.
Right.
If it works.
I hope that was helpful for you. Now you've got your goals, you know how to stick to them now, don't you? But 4th of January today. This time next week it will be what's the date next Tuesday?
4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th.
Be the 9th. So January's pressing on.
Yeah.
It's time to get going.
I mean, if you haven't got going by the time you listen to this, then you need to buckle up.
But thank you very much for listening. Follow us on all our socials and tune in for the next one.
See ya. Bye-bye.